And APD reveals new details about yesterday's officer-involved shooting.
Good afternoon. That shooting started as an undercover drug transaction, but that transaction quickly became violent when a suspect pulled and pointed a gun at officers. News 13's Katie Kim is live outside APD headquarters where a press conference just wrapped up.
Now, Kim, we've learned that there were 3 suspects involved in the drug dealing. The one shot by police is still in the hospital in critical condition. And the shooting officer is veteran Vice Sergeant Jason Peck. Now, this is all what went down yesterday afternoon at the Forest restaurant parking lot at Coors and Iliff. Police say they had gotten a lot of calls about drug dealing in the area. So undercover cops staged a hand-to-hand buy. One of the suspects arrested yesterday actually exchanged money with an undercover officer for heroin. That's when another suspect, identified as 20-year-old Dominic Mora Solis, got into the detective's car to give him the drugs. Mora Solis was armed with a handgun and showed it to officers. Detectives who were in another car then moved in to arrest the suspects. Police say Mora Solis recognized they were officers and pulled his gun and pointed it at them. After a struggle with Mora Solis, police say Sergeant Peck fired off 1 shot. 2 other suspects involved in the drug dealing were nearby. Police say they were also armed.
As the detectives were approaching the vehicles to make the arrest, the subject who was in the car with our undercover officer noticed those officers and began telling our undercover officer to drive away. At that time, he produced his handgun and pointed it back in the direction of officers. The undercover officer who was in the front seat of the vehicle then began struggling with that suspect who was still in possession of the firearm, pointing it back at officers who were approaching.
Now again, Mora Solis is still in the hospital in critical condition. Police say he has a lengthy criminal history dating back almost 10 years. Now more on that and the lapel video that actually shows how quickly all of this happened at 5:30. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Katie. Now the shooting officer, Sergeant Peck, is on standard paid leave while police wrap up the investigation.